Hey guys, Retro here, and today I want to talk about Hylics. Made by Mason Lindroth, Hylics is a recreational program with light JRPG elements. It also includes things like text obfuscation, warm burritos and toilets, couches, melting vegetables, and a party member named Adismal. No, you haven't taken any drugs. This is your brain on Hylics. Any questions? A few years ago, I found a stream from Vinesauce. The thumbnail looked weird but oddly intriguing, so I started watching. It only took about 20 minutes before I closed the stream and bought the game. I kinda just wanted to jump in blind. I had to figure out what this game had in store on my own. And I'm glad I did, because holy shit, this game is awesome. As stated before, it is an RPG, but with a bizarre world to explore. It does have some twists regarding gameplay during fights, but I honestly think the game shines more when you're just exploring shit. Just taking in the weird sights and sounds gives a strange sense of immersion. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I wanted to recap the plot. The story of Hylics begins with— okay, I'm going to be completely honest here, this story kinda blows. There is no cohesion, as almost all the text in the game is obfuscated, and for the text you can actually understand, it usually is just party member interactions or a hint before descending back into unintelligible insanity. From what I gathered in my playthrough, Gibby, the King of the Moon, wants to do something to the world of Hylics. Wayne emerges from his house to gather the necessary equipment and people to kill Gibby. Gibby dies while Wayne and company escape an exploding moon and fall to the planet. Then the game just ends. I had some NPCs talk about corrosion, erosion, and the government quite a bit, but it had no bearing on the story. There was also some dialogue at the end that implies a past between Wayne and Gibby, something that I wanted to see explored, but just as it was getting good, he starts speaking random-ass words. So yeah, like I said, the story is pretty weak. It does enough to get you out there, but not enough to get you invested in anything. I kinda like the distorted speech in a weird way, though. It adds to this dreamlike atmosphere the world seems to have. Things just happen, and characters kinda just accept it like things are supposed to be this way. Sometimes you will find a cat that looks like a person, other times you will touch a couch and it will just melt. But exploring this world is so damn fun, man. There's something about seeing the game for the first time, not knowing what this weird looking doorway will lead to. You ever just walk down a hallway to find a banana man? Exploration is quite worth it too, as you can find many helpful items, interesting NPCs, or environments. Even a weird-looking mountain can be a reward, strangely. Sometimes you can even find single-use stat increases like the muscle oblique. The Dismal is the only one who is allowed muscle oblique. Which reminds me, what the fuck are these stats? What the fuck is Jollity? I'll just look at the wiki. Oh. It actually does nothing. Okay. Hylics, everybody. Anyways, while exploring, you will find the means to recruit additional party members by completing small quests for them. These quests can range from finding a paper cup to beat me up, bitch. There are also sage tokens to acquire, 3 in total. I have never found them, maybe I wasn't thorough enough, but oh well. Getting all of the sage tokens will grant the user the ultimate gesture. Gestures being this game's magic system. Gestures can cast helpful statuses onto the party, or apply debuffs to the enemy, or be horribly overpowered attacks. Hylics is heavily status-based, which I actually kinda like. There are some great spells in here too, like the Absolute King, Mystic Meat, which allows you to shake off all status effects for 3 whole turns. All hail the Mystic Meat. I think the combat is solid, legitimately. It also helps that the gestures and other attacks are animated using the same dithering and clay techniques as everything else in the game. Battles can look fucking awesome. Just look at the majesty of the hot dog animation. So as you can see, this game has some pretty amazing visuals, really flashy and fun combat. And this is an RPG, right? Those usually have, really good soundtracks, right? Well, I guess all RPGs aren't made equally. This is unfortunately where I have to get a little negative. I have no problems with the sound design, I actually like the guitar licks for the battles and some of the sound effects. But the actual music in this game makes my ears feel like they are being dragged through barbed wire and salt. This is not a pleasant experience most of the time. Not to say all the music is bad, though. For example, the title screen theme. Sure, it gets a little messy in some points, but I actually kinda like this song. Similarly, House is another standout track. It's psychedelic still, but in a strange way relaxing. It's weird, I can't explain it. Map 1 is also great. It conveys a strange sense of loneliness, which kinda makes me look at the world of Hylics 1 a bit differently. Town is pretty cool too. I like how western it sounds. Favorite track is Draw Dog. Can't fucking explain why, but it sounds how I feel at 3 AM. Best shop music ever. Other than that though, holy fuck, I just wanted Battle Stand after a while. Mainly because of Messy Song. Messy Song is, that. Boss sounds like a guitar that is being strangled and beaten in a corner. I actually like Gibby's theme though. The constant struggle of a rhythm trying to form gives the fight some kind of backstory and makes the theme more menacing to me. Okay, so I rephrase my statement. Hylics music can sometimes make my ears feel like they're being dragged through barbed wire and salt. I found myself enjoying quite a few tracks while re-listening to the music outside of the game. Granted, I only like some of them. The soundtrack is mostly middling to me. And while we were on the topic of criticisms, I wanted to mention how you gain power. To get gestures, you use TVs. This seems simple enough and actually gives you more reasons to explore. However, for some reason, every time you get a new party member, you have to go back to every TV you've already watched just to give them the gesture. I can't even begin to tell you how annoying that is. It gets to a point where you have party members incomplete because you don't feel like retreading the entire fucking game world just for a few gestures. And then the most egregious thing, the afterlife. The afterlife is a place where you can crash on the couch and grind the meat that you earn from battles. Grinding meat gives you flesh, which is the HP in this game. Honestly, I hope the real afterlife is like this. There are a limited amount of enemies in the game. Once you kill them, that's it. They are dead for the whole playthrough. Not a bad concept, until you find out the only way to access the afterlife is to die in battle, or find an ambulance skull. Ambulance skulls will kill the players on contact. And the flesh acquired only applies to current party members. Oops! I feel like you have to get all the party members before upgrading, or else you can't have them on the same level power-wise. Furthermore, once you get the party member Pongorma, you can just walk through the ambulance skulls, giving you only one option to go back to the afterlife. These weird fucking statue things near the end of the game. It should go without saying, a way to easily access the afterlife would have gone a long way. I like the idea of the afterlife, but its execution could have been so much better. At least you can build some sandcastles. Now you're probably thinking, man, you fucking hate this game. And no, I really don't. Despite the complaining, these issues are quite minor, really. The game isn't that long, it's anywhere from 2 to 5 hours. Not nearly long enough to make me complain all too much in my opinion. And it's dirt cheap too. Seriously, don't let this video discourage you from trying it out for yourselves. I guarantee it will at least stick in your head for a good while. As for me, I really like this game. It has some of the most creative visuals I've seen in a long while. Its sound design is awesome. Some of the music is good. The gameplay is great, and I just wanted to keep finding new shit in this crazy fucking world. Hylics is one of my favorite indie games of all time, and it even started inspiring some of my own work. This isn't the only game that Mason Lindroth has made, though. If you want some more of his weirdness, look to his Game Jam projects or his Twitter. He posts work-in-progress animations and the like there. His older games give off similar vibes to Hylics, so I really suggest checking them out as well. But where do we go from here? Sometime in the future, I'll review Hylics 2, which was released 5 years later, and as you can see from this footage, it looks fucking insane. Thank you for watching, you know how YouTube works. See you in the next one.